We're talking about That Show Last Night, starring Howard Webb and Michael Owen, Match Officials' mic'd up show. And of course, key decisions were reviewed and assessed by those two. And Howard front and centre saying, yeah, many we get right, one or two we get wrong. And we've got to hold our hands up on that. But the bottom line question is, are you more accepting of mistakes? Now you can hear how officials got to that end point. Danny, many messages coming in. There's Charlie, the Palace fan, Simon. Great show, guys. When are we going to get ex-pro footballers in the VAR room like Danny? Then we can hear how he would get to the decision. Or would Danny bottle it? Asks Charlie.
Well, we go back to the point, the three big howlers they've made so far. Well, that's what we're led to believe. We believe the three big howlers are Ake with the offside against Fulham, the Wolves pen we've just heard about, and the McAllister red. All I can tell you is on those three occasions, I would have, within 10 seconds, got the right decision. You
would have? Well, if you'd been in the VAR truck?
Which isn't saying much, because you'd have got them, Jim.
Well, I don't think it's that easy. And I wouldn't belittle it. I
respect
what these guys are doing.
Those three are that easy.
So if you'd been in that VAR truck, take Michael Salisbury out of it,
10 seconds,
put you in, Onana clatters the Wolves players, you'd have given a pen.
Well, I did it on Cocoms.
You'd have recommended a pen.
I did it on my first instinct on Cocoms in 10 seconds.
Would you get anything wrong?
Yeah, of course.
Right, what? Hence.
But not that bad.
But that's
the obvious ones.
But you wouldn't be 100%. No. Right in all time?
No.
Okay, Joe.
I don't think anyone could, Jim.
Joe's a Manchester United fan. Joe, good morning to you. Do you accept a bit more now that mistakes can be made, now that you can hear how the officials got to where they get to? Morning, Joe.
Yes. Morning. I've always been accepting of the decisions that the referees make. I mean, we're very lucky that our referees, when they cross that white line, they cross with honesty and integrity, unlike the footballers and the managers. Now, Danny said it would have taken him 10 seconds. Yes, there are times when it takes far too long to make that decision. But then I'm thinking, do the people in the VAR studio get the feed immediately? Maybe they're waiting 90 seconds, a minute or two to get that feed before they can make their decision. So... And you've got these constant pundits sniping at the referee. They just can't help themselves, but snipe, and degrading the referees. They are not helping the cause. So what Howard's doing is great, because I, as a paying customer, I want to know what's happening and how they got to that decision. So I'm grateful for all of this. Thank you.
That's a great call, Joe.
Is pointing out someone's obvious mistake degrading them?
No, the pundits are degrading.
Degrading in what way if you point out a mistake and say he's got that wrong?
No, they
you just call them howlers.
Saying consistency. They got to have consistency. Well, how can you have consistency when you've got some decisions which are subjective? They're not matter of fact. They're not binary. You keep making these. The referee's got to be consistent all the time. They just can't help themselves.
Well, they're talking about things. You got to isolate the incident. So, for example, the Rashford and Havertz penalties, one was given, one wasn't. That's inconsistent. There's nothing wrong with pointing that out. You have to. You're paid to. That's what we're paid to do. So you can call it degrading and try and make it belittling and use all the, try and make it look as though people are picking on refs. In any walk of life, when you're on a football pitch and you're on TV and you're getting paid the money to do, hundreds of thousands of pounds to do the job properly, if you don't do it well, you're gonna get criticised. Let me finish. You're also gonna get praise. And there's been lots more praise for officials than there has been in other seasons. So,
when did you praise them last?
Last time I was on Match Today.
What did you say?
I praised them for a good decision.
What decision did you praise them for?
I can't remember off the top of my head.
I'm the last person to defend the establishment. I'm the last person that I would have ever thought finding myself, having dealt with the pompous people like David Ellery, having to bite down on my gum shield about people like Uriah Rennie and people like that, and dealing with these referees as an owner on a relatively regular basis.
Gum shield?
I'm in the camp of suggesting, the same as Joe, that there is a context to the way that the pundits operate with referees. There is a culture of disrespect. It is not the same when it comes to praise.
It's just a big generalisation.
No, because it's a generalisation based upon a body of work that the viewers are seeing, that we're seeing with these pundits on a repeated basis. Referees are fair game. It's fair game. Right. And it's not the same. The balance isn't there. When a referee has a good game, it has nowhere near the traction or interest level from the pundits to be able to suggest
for doing their job right.
Well, okay. But so when we wax lyrical about a footballer,
we praise players for doing great things.
When a goalkeeper makes a save, that's what his bleeding job is. But everyone's going to sit there turning around and say it's wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Yes, you do.
No, you'd say it's a wonderful save if he shouldn't save it.
Joe, I think in essence, Joe, you think we should be more accepting of mistakes and we should let these guys get on with it.
Absolutely. When you think about it, those three mistakes is a tiny, tiny, tiny fraction of the great decisions they constantly make. And
That's
sometimes
correct.
when you see those hairline decisions, I think, how did he get that right? Brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely, Joe. Listen, thanks for that. Have you remembered the one that you praised them for getting
I've
right?
done a few, Jim.
You've done a few.
I've done 4 shows in the last 3. You can watch them all back and tell me there isn't any.
Okay, no, I'm not that desperate.
Exactly.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Friday mornings from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.